Most of us know the ocean has a plastic problem. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the biggest part of the problem is actually the small pieces. Most people know that these plastics affect animals, but they also affect us. These days, it is very easy to find information on plastics and how it affects animals, but there's not as much information about microplastics and how microplastics affect us specifically. In this video, we will break down microplastics in 7 chapters, discussing everything from how microplastics get created to how it affects animals and us.
Eight million metric tons of plastic trash enters the sea from land every year. The equivalent of 5 plastic bags filled with trash for every foot of coastline in the world. Across our ocean.
But what are microplastics? When plastic sits in the sun and water, it doesn't disappear. It breaks into tiny pieces called microplastics. They're smaller than a grain of rice, and they basically end up everywhere. In as little as a few months, everything from a plastic fork and plastic bag to a Barbie doll can become microplastics. So, where do microplastics end up? Researchers have found microplastics in the deepest parts of our ocean, in our food, in our animals, in Arctic ice, in drinking water, and even in the air. So yeah, microplastics do travel. So, how do they affect the animals? Marine animals mistake plastic for food. A turtle sees a plastic bag and thinks it's a jellyfish. Fish swallow microplastics floating in the water. And birds pick up shiny plastic pieces and feed them to their This stuff can block their stomachs, damage organs, and sometimes even kill them. Even when it doesn't, it in no way helps them survive. But not only animals are eating microplastics, we are also eating microplastics every day. So how does microplastics get into our food? When fish and other animals eat microplastics, those plastics move up the food chain. That means plastics they eat end up in the food we eat. But why is this a problem for human health? Microplastics can carry chemicals that mess with human hormones, increase inflammation, and possibly affect organs. Scientists are still figuring out how harmful they are, but the fact is they have been found in human blood and in lungs. That's not great. Plastics are also very harmful for the environment. Plastics take a long time to break down, sometimes taking hundreds of years. So once they're in the ocean, they stay there. They damage coral reefs, pollute beaches, and disrupt the entire marine ecosystem. So, what can we actually do? Unfortunately, we can't remove every microplastic from the ocean, but we can stop adding more. Using reusable containers, cutting down on single-use plastic, recycling correctly, and supporting cleanup groups all make a big difference. Microplastics are small, but the problem isn't. The more we understand it, the better choices we can make, and every small choice adds up. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. Have a good day, and I hope you learn more about plastics and microplastics.